Welcome back to Basecamp here in Queenstown. It is the venue for the last Sportiva National Youth and Masters Bouldering Championships, and we have already seen plenty of action earlier this morning. We are now moving on to the section which will feature the Youth B and the Masters section. There are plenty of competitors who have competed in day one. This is day two. This is the medal day. This is the finals day. This is where we sort out who are the New Zealand champions for 2021. I'm Paul Allison. With me is Rob Moore, I'm going to say former now. We might even be current Masters bouldering champ, but you're not competing this year, yeah. Rob, but you're in action here in the commentary booth as well as we look at the competitors out there looking at the challenges that they've got in front of them, and we've got some real classy talent coming up in action over the next couple of hours.
Yeah, the Youth B category is just such an exciting one. You know, they've moved out of those really younger categories and they're into the more senior categories, and some of these climbers now, as they come into their own, are just show us some incredible climbing. So I'm really excited for this round. And then as well, we've got the Masters who, you know, some of these guys have been climbing a long time, so we'll get to see some really great skills.
Well, you've got the promising talent versus the old heads that have been there, done it, and you look at that Masters final that is there, and you can just see some of the names that will take some real difficult times to beat here. You look at this lineup, and it's a pretty strong lineup.
That's a great lineup, yeah. Some great names and some guys that have been climbing a long time.
Sefton Priestley, former New Zealand champion at just 16 years of age. Craig Jeffries in there as well. Jason Butler, 46 years of age. And as I said, you were the champion last year, but it'll be a brave man that would pick someone to beat Sefton in this event.
Yeah, Sefton and Craig, both amazing climbers, have been climbing for a very long time. Legends in New Zealand for climbing. So, yeah, they'll be tough to beat for sure.
Other events that will be featuring in this segment sees the females final. Not a big number of competitors, but Rochelle Andrews, she's been the two-time winner last year and the year before, 7th in the Open Championships, and really she was in that combined team that went to was picked for the Oceanias, never went because of COVID, but comes back here looking to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, tough to beat when you've been in the New Zealand team last year, the New Zealand Open team, and now you're competing in the Masters. But Emily has been there a long time as well. She's a great climber.
Youth B, that's the 13 and 14-year-olds. If you're born in 2007 or 2008, you qualify for the Youth Male B finals, and Will Brown was the top qualifier. And these order that they will come out in is the reverse order from where they finished yesterday. So Will Brown the top qualifier, but Kieran Death, first in the Youth B last year, second in the Youth C the year before. He will be a dangerous competitor in this one.
Yeah, there's some real talent in this field, and I'm really excited to be seeing these guys on the wall. I've seen the climbs they're going to be climbing, and you know, this is going to be really exciting, this one.
And completing the lineup of the events that we will see in this section is the Youth Female B. This is also the youngsters, the 13 and 14-year-olds. And it was Jasmine Arnold-Clark that was top yesterday. 5 tops out of 5 attempts, and it was just fantastic work. 6 attempts, and also 5 zones as well. And first in the Youth C section in 2020, moves up an age group to the Youth B here. But Sophie Cook will be one to look out for. Misha Borman as well, and also Flossie Smith. I mean, this is going to be another very close contest.
Yeah, this is going to be a nail biter. This one. It'll be hard to pick a winner for the podium places here because this is really tight.
The athletes, they've been out, they've viewed, they've looked at the challenges that are in front of them, and now it's a chance to go and put their talents to show here at Basecamp in Queenstown. Plenty of spectators here as well. They've got to get to the top. That is the challenge via a zone, and the course is just so much more difficult than what the routes were on the qualifying day yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is finals, and the route setters really have to try and split those top ones now. Yesterday in the qualifiers, they try and split the top climbers from the bottom climbers, and the routes are a little bit easier. In the finals, they've really got to try and split those really good climbers. So these routes are tough today.
Route setter is Pete Lofthouse. He's been helped by Ian Ambrose, Angus Kirk, Tom Walden, who's the Open champion here as well. That must be an inspiration for some of these young competitors to see the National Open champion amongst them.
Yes, absolutely. And so we have a couple of climbers. Mayan is also in there, and so Tom and Mayan are the ones that get to climb the climbs to make sure that what the route setters put up are actually doable. You know, it's one thing to throw holds at a wall, but to actually make them so they're climbable and you can prove that they're being able to be done, that's the thing that's important, and that's where the forerunners come in. So there's route setters and there's forerunners, and those forerunners, they make sure that, you know, these climbers that are coming out do actually have a way to get through these tough blocks.
So the competitors are just waiting in the isolation room at the moment. They will be coming out in the different waves just under 3 minutes now before we see the first competitors. You can see the holds just getting brushed down to make sure that they've got really as much grip as possible on them.
That's right. The holds, as the forerunners are climbing these climbs and testing them out, you know, they're getting sweat and chalk mixed up into the texture. It gets ground into the texture. So the brushing is so important to try and get the chalk and the sweat back out of the texture to make sure that the competitors have as much chance as they can to be holding on to those really hard to hold on to holds. They need everything they've got.
And the competitors can use the brushes during the course of the competition as well.
Yes, absolutely, and it's very good to do that. And they can also ask the brushes to brush the holds too if they want to rest instead of brushing the holds.
And if you're new to bouldering, the judges sitting down in front of each of the blocks, being able to officiate to make sure that the climbers go through appropriately and get their two hands on the top and they're nice and steady. They give them the thumbs up or they say okay. They sometimes turn around and have a look at the judges.
Yeah, it's always good to check with the judges when you're at a top just to make sure the judge has awarded you the top, because you have to establish yourself on the top to get the points.
But to get to the top, you've got to go through the zone. That's an important part of it. And that's a tricky part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, sometimes the climbers will try to miss out of the zone depending on which way they're trying to go. If they miss the zone and they go straight to the top, they automatically get awarded the zone. But it's a risky thing to do to try and miss a zone, because sometimes if you fall off before the top, you won't get awarded that zone even if you've climbed to the holds that are past it. So sometimes you just got to come down onto a zone, utilize it, but most of the time the routes are set so that you have to use the zone to go through to the top.
Great support for Climbing New Zealand as well at these bouldering champs. We know that La Sportiva is the naming rights sponsor, also Rab Equipment, North Face, Black Diamond, key partners in this event.
Yeah, and it's so fantastic to see La Sportiva joining Climbing New Zealand this year with a big support for the next few years. Rab and the North Face have been with us for a few years. Great sponsors, great to have people helping us out, helping the sport grow and develop, especially after being at the Olympics this year. You know, it's such an exciting sport to have.
So the judges have got the officiating boards in front of them. Here we go, into countdown time now for the first of the competitors to come out at the National Championships here at Basecamp in Queenstown.
So Emily there, they're lining up, ready for the climber. There we go, the bell goes, and they are into it.
So they've had a chance to view this. 2 minutes on each of the blocks leading up to this. And underway, Emily Lane in number 47 from Canterbury in the Masters female section.
Oh, just coming off after establishing herself on that zone hold there. Straight back on though by the looks of it. Not going to take time. She was obviously not intending to fall off. And she gets called down by the judge because she didn't establish herself on the start holds. There she goes. So where the 4 tape of oranges are, you have to first establish yourself on there with your 4 limbs. And you can't move off onto the rest of the block until you've established yourself. So she got called down on that one.
She did well yesterday, Emily, in qualifying, got 4 out of the 5 tops. Today they're going for 4 blocks with 4 minutes each, and that's a great start from Emily up to the top. She'll be delighted with that.
Yeah, great smile there from Emily. So she makes the top on that one. I think with that call down as well, which she'll be a bit disappointed about. I think there was 3 attempts, but that's just my interpretation of the rules. I'm not a judge today. And here we're seeing Sylvie on block number 1 for her.
Yeah, 13 years of age, Sylvie Malcolm Tate from the Dynamites in Wellington. Just been climbing for 2 years. This is her first competition on the national scene.
Oh, as we see Tama taking a big dive down the back there. Here's Dave Bolger from Taranaki.
This is in the Masters male section.
Really pinged off that hold. That was a hard hold to hold on to. Tiny little holds on that route he's got there.
Tama Huston Jeffries, 13 years of age, from Wanaka Cliffhangers. Been climbing for 6 years, but just taking his time to have a look.
We'll see Tama's father out later in the Masters as well. So we saw Tama standing there upside down. So remember, the 4 pieces of tape tell you the 4 limbs you must have on the hold, and you can choose whichever way you want to put your 4 limbs onto those holds. So Tama starting upside down on that one. And you can see the 4 bits of tape on here. The 2 bits of tape that are going to the volume. So you can use either the holds or the volume to start on, and then he's got to have 2 feet on that bottom one.
So the volume is the projected, protruding boulder.
Yeah, so in this case, the black triangle, and then that black one he's just reaching out to there, the volumes, and there's another volume under his left hand, but it's got to hold on the volume.
So looking to get to the zone, just can't get that right foot onto the volume. Here's Tama once more,
we'll get
the
to see
13-year-old.
this crazy start on this block here that Tama's on. He's just making sure he's... Oh, there he goes.
Trying creatively to get to that first zone.
Yeah, this is the thing that we love about bouldering, is the creativity that we see from each climber. You know, some climbers are tall, some climbers are short, some climbers are strong, some climbers are powerful. Everyone creates their own way through these different blocks.
Right, now Dave just can't manage to get off the volume onto the one that he needs to reach that zone mark. Here's Tama. Him and his friends actually won the fastest boat race in the annual cardboard boat race in Wanaka.
Fantastic, that's a good achievement. Wonder if his medal was made out of cardboard as well.
Well, the time is up, 4 minutes for each of these 4 problems, 4 challenges that the competitors have to go through here on day 2, finals day.
So here's Rochelle Andrews. And Rochelle is from Wellington.
37 years of age. Been climbing for 23 years. She said her favourite places to climb is Arco in Italy and the Peak District in the UK. Just loves competing.
Definitely recommend Arco in Italy for climbing. What an amazing place. And gelato afterwards in the town square.
Well, she's made this look easy so far. She is experienced. Oh, just having a second thought.
Shows that experience, actually, coming back down and resetting herself. Wasn't what she expected it to be, so...
Just getting a bit of a chalk on her hands, maybe just finding that one of those holds a little bit slipperier than she thought, so... Oh, and again. Oh, so...
Yeah, got spat off on that one.
Laura Townsend, 14 years of age from Canterbury. Loves the outdoors, tramping and camping. Also a very useful high jumper in athletics. This is Jason Butler. In the Masters section, you have to be born in 1987 or before. Rugby World Cup time, share market crash, birth date or before for the Masters section.
Are they the milestones you remember 87 by?
87 by.
So Jason just trying to work out here. You can see on that last one, he was just trying to use the edge where the volume screwed onto the wall. There must be just a slight little protrusion there. He's trying to get his thumbs under.
Didn't start climbing till his late 30s, actually. So 46 years of age now. And this is his first national competition. Loves to whitewater raft and kayak, but just battling to figure out the manoeuvres here on this challenge.
And AJ Magnus there on that green upside down start climb.
So this is Laura Townsend from Canterbury, got through the zone safely.
Just trying to work out how to get that top. Jason again trying to get his feet up. Can't look down.
Jason coming in as the 5th qualifier in the males masters section.
Very balancy this climb. This wall is facing forward. We call it a slab. So the slab is a wall that's leaning forward. You've got to be so balancy and so careful going across these balancy technical slabs.
Yeah. I think he went for the higher hold initially, just couldn't get it with the right foot. So he's worked out what he wants to do, just couldn't execute the way that he would have liked.
Here's Laura again, getting back on. So she's worked out how to get through to that top section now. So theoretically, she should be able to get back to where she was.
Well, great physique. You can see how she's well suited to the high jump, tall and lean.
Yeah.
Says that her long-term goal is an Olympic gold.
Oh, wow.
So
got to keep an eye on her.
Someone that is enthusiastically committed to the sport at this stage, at the young age that she is, just 14 years of age.
All right, so our next group of climbers coming out now. Rolling through 4 minutes really quickly by the sounds of the seeming, isn't it?
So this is the Masters section. Cameron Mitchell from Canterbury.
So only 2 competitors in the female Masters, so we won't see them again until the next round. Cameron just trying to work out how to stay balanced, stay controlled. These slab climbs, you know, your tempo of your climbing has to slow right down. Everything has to be so precise, your footwork.
Yeah, this has proved tricky so far.
Going for that lower hold, he thinks that's the one to go for. Oh, and just pops off.
Previous competitors went for the higher one, or tried to. This is proving elusive.
This is Flossie Smith from Rotorua, just having a rest between attempts. It's always good not to just throw everything at it all the time, especially on the more powerful climbs. It's good to have more rest. On some of the climbs where they involve more coordination or jumping, then you have a little bit less rest because, you know, you're not tiring yourself out so much. But on the real powerful climbs, you need to rest between attempts.
So Flossie's been climbing for 5 years now and almost got to the zone, but just not able to hang on. Back to Cameron Mitchell. This has proved a real challenge so far for the Masters men. The next move. Does he move his right foot onto the top one? He does this time.
Changes footholds.
Oh, now he's trying.
Decides against it.
Is he half a centimetre too short when his weight goes onto that right foot?
Maybe it was that he didn't think he had the hip flexibility for an old Masters competitor to get over the top of his foot. There's Harrison.
Harrison Larkin. 10th last year in this section. 7th in Youth C the previous year.
Well, he's already in the top 6 this year, so he's making good progression up the ranks, isn't he?
Coming in ranked 4th after qualifying yesterday.
Wow.
First 3 on the podium. The medals will be handed out at these national championships at the conclusion of the competition. So just not able to quite get the hold. Time ticks by into the last minute almost now for Cameron Mitchell. trying to get to that elusive zone.
Yeah, inside a minute, so this could be, depending on how he goes, his last
He's
attempt.
still going. He's still going for that furthest toe hold away. But can he get his weight onto it? Has he got enough? Has he got enough purchase on it to get the weight onto it?
He's trying to move his right hand, so he's giving his left hand enough to come in because he wants to try and get both hands on that hold. Here's Flossie. Oh, she makes a good purchase on the hold, but just couldn't hold it long enough to be able to get her body to swing back in.
She had one more go, will she?
No.
27 seconds?
No, she's walking off that one. Cameron looks like he might have one more go. 19 seconds. See if he can get to that zone.
This is a combination between bouldering and speed climbing now, is it? Because the time ticks down and that zone looks an awfully long way away.
Especially when his feet have been popping off like they have. 5 seconds now. I think he's being pretty ambitious myself, but you never know. Oh.
No. Unfortunately for Cameron, time has run out as he runs off to the isolation room.
Yeah, so back into an isolation zone where they're not allowed to talk to the other competitors that have already climbed the climb.
And that's so they can't talk about tactics or what to do or what not to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a friendly sport, you know. Everyone talks to each other while they're viewing and talks about how it goes. And even at World Cups, you know, we see other countries all talking with each other. But, you know, while we're out competing, we're competing for the top. So this is a different way, a different approach. So he's trying to go up, not upside down at the start. He's trying to catch the top holds.
So this is Spencer Menzies from Canterbury, and he's done well.
Both feet onto the hold. Checks with the judge. Did you see him check with the judge just to see he had an official start? And now he's going to try and move through to that zone. There he goes.
Looking good. Looking good at the moment. He's got there. Well done, Spencer Menzies, so far. He looks up, and it's a long way up the top. You can see it at the top right of screen.
Still a fair bit of climbing left.
He's doing well.
So just taking his time, resting, shaking that arm out, trying to save and conserve energy. All right, this is a big throw for the finish. A little intermediate hold before that.
Oh, he's done well here. If he can just get that left foot up onto that hold to the left, because he's going to run out of traction, I think. Is he? Yes.
Yeah, so no, he needs to use the little intermediate before the top hold just to pull his weight over his hips and then drive up with that right leg still.
Back to the Masters section. And
Chris North.
Chris North from Canterbury, coming in third highest qualifier. No one's got to the zone yet.
Oh, that was a really good attempt. He looked like he was much more stable than we've seen so far on that climb, so he'll learn from that.
So Spencer looks up. He'll be encouraged by what he did before,
Absolutely.
but he knows that this will take time. He may only get one attempt.
Yeah,
because
and this is really clever what he's doing. You know, this is a burly, powerful climb. It's not like one of the other coordination or balancy climbs. So he knows he doesn't have a lot of attempts in him.
Points are scored if you get to the zone, but the aim is to get to the top. And that's the ones that really count. So he needs the four limbs connected where the orange stripes are, and he's done that. And he's made it to the zone.
Goes into the pinch there, pinching hard. Oh, and you can see on his first attempt he was a lot better because he was a bit fresher. So we'll see how long he rests. He doesn't have a lot of time left.
Well, that's the problem now, because it's quite it's a really tricky problem, this one, for him.
Oh, Chris getting good progression
Good work,
here.
Chris. He's done well. If he can find a hole, he can't get it.
Oh,
Last chance now, and I think Spencer's going to say, time's against me. My tiredness is starting to set in. 28 seconds.
you can see him pumping quite hard, can't you?
And he did.
Oh, and then he sees a different approach to the start with 20 seconds to go. All right, so he starts in a Oh, trying to get a little bat hang there.
Here's Chris North. Last attempt to try and reach through to the zone. He can hear the beeps counting down. He's going to have to go quickly. Time is up. And Chris, unfortunately, has been unsuccessful. The males and the Masters bouldering section finding it difficult on the first of the challenges.
Very tricky. So our next lot of climbers come out ready to see if we can get further than we have before. So the male Masters here, Craig Jeffries.
From Wanaka.
Yeah, legend in the New Zealand alpine climbing scene.
45 years of age, Craig Jeffries. Also coming out here is
Kieran Death.
Kieran Death. First in this section last year. So he is the defending title holder. Second in the Youth C section in 2019. And he's done really well. That's a fantastic start. He's making this look easy so far.
Goes to the intermediate, just got a bump now to the top.
Not quite, not quite. He's got time.
Yeah, if he rests enough for that burly climb. So this is Craig through that balancy technical section.
Climbed a few mountains in the Himalayas and the Andes. Says Fiordland is his favourite place to climb.
Some incredible climbing down there and the Darren Mountains. There we go, first we've seen on the zone on that one so far. So he's secured the zone.
He's done well. I think the length of his limbs have certainly helped, as well as some
so he's just using the friction
experience
on that volume there. He was standing on nothing to go up through there. It requires a lot of core tension to do what he just did.
Now he'll look to move his left leg onto the hold. He's got his first hand there.
You can see how balancy that is and how he has to move so precisely. Yeah, he's just going to try and establish himself somehow so that when he takes off his right hand, he doesn't swing. So he's got to change his feet a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, he's going to get that left leg up. That's right. Now he's fine. He's fine. He's going to get there. He's got it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic work from Craig Jeffries in the Masters bouldering section. He's got to the top.
All right, on here now.
Sophie Cook. Oh,
Right,
look at
Sophia.
this. This is nice zone work from Sophie Cook, the 14-year-old from Canterbury. First competition for her.
Getting her heel up onto where her hand was there. Now she's got to pull hard with her leg. So when you get your heel up like that, you've got to really pull and drive yourself in above the hold. There's Kieran Death again having another look. Kieran from Bay of Plenty. Just checking the clock there. The clock's just up behind him. He's got a minute and a bit left to go, so he'll be fully realising that he doesn't have many more attempts than this one.
He's done really well to make the zone easy. It's that final lift up to the top which has proved the challenge. He's got time. He's just got to be patient now.
Yeah, so now he just has to pull his weight over that right foot and bump again.
No.
Oh, it just comes off. 30 seconds to go.
Sophie Cook trying to get to that.
Sophia just not being able to pull herself in hard enough with that heel. And that out of the top hole, just out of reach for her. We've got around 12 seconds left.
And
And
decided to call it quits and look at the next round for them. Coming into the last of the competitors in this first challenge, the first problem in the Youth B and Masters section. Jasmine Arnold-Clark coming out from Wellington, who is the defending title holder in Youth C, so moved up an age group. Will Brown will come out from Wellington. He was runner-up last year in the Youth C, qualified top this year. And this is Jasmine Arnold-Clark from Wellington. Has made that so simple. Look at that.
Easy.
That is outstanding. UK National Combined Champion in 2019, National Lead and Boulder Champion in 2021. You can see why.
Great history of being an amazing climber. She came here from the UK a couple of years ago.
Well, this man knows all about climbing. This is Sefton Priestley from Canterbury, 38 years of age.
And Sefton was the Open climbing champion when he was just 16 years old. He's been climbing for a long time.
He wants to keep going until his son Tobin burns him off, he says, who won the Youth D section earlier today.
Yeah, he might be burning him off faster than he thinks, maybe. Might need to change his goals.
Here's Will Brown from Wellington, coming in as a top qualifier. Been climbing for around 3 years. First in the lead last year for the male, or the Youth C section.
Here's Sefton again.
We saw what Craig Jeffries did before. Sefton wouldn't have seen that because he's out in isolation.
That's right.
Now
So
he's looking to manoeuvre his way across to that zone. He's in control and he's done well. He's made it look easy so far, and it is far from easy. Now he'll try and get that right foot up, will he? Yes.
Easily shifts his weight
Yeah.
just that little bit, you know, just so that he doesn't swing when he let that other hand go. Here's Will again.
Top qualifier from yesterday. Got 3 tops.
Haven't seen anybody
zones.
get the top of this one yet, though, have we?
No, this is proving elusive. You're getting close.
So Will just taking his time.
This is where the energy starts to sap away as well.
Yeah.
The muscles start to get tired after hanging on, holding, taking his time. It's a matter of being patient now. Still got 40 seconds on the clock. He'll need to make this. Oh, no. So he'll be struggling to get back and having another full attempt.
Yeah.
No, he's decided that's it.
Move off from that one.
Oh, no, he's looking up, looking at the clock. There's 28 seconds left. I'm going to have a quick go. I thought he might have passed, actually.
Yeah, he's going up. Yeah, maybe looking at it with 15 seconds on the clock left. It looks like he might have burnt all his
energy out. Gets a round of applause from the crowd as he heads into the isolation area. That is first round of the males, Youth B and Masters.
So we're
and
back
the
into our first
females,
again.
Youth B and Masters as well, coming out for round number 2 now. Problem number 2, challenge number 2.
Block number 2.
Block number 2. There's a number of universal titles in this sport, isn't there, Rob?
Yeah, sure is.
Right, number 47. We saw her earlier on. This is Emily Lane in the female Masters section. Did well in the first block.
Yeah, Emily climbing really well in this finals round so far. We're only up to block number 2, but she did great on that first block. This one's slightly different. The other one was a little bit balancy and technical. This is a bit more burly, this one. So,
well, she got up in 3 attempts last time against the well-performed Rochelle Andrews, who made it to the top in 2.
yeah.
So nothing much between them. If she can navigate safely on this one, as we look across the
See Tama
on the
again.
other walls.
And then just looking over there.
Yeah, it's Sylvie Malcolm Tate, number 25, the 13-year-old from Wellington. Tama Huston Jeffries from Wanaka. Close to home, here at Queenstown, just across the Crown Ranges where he lives. We're in Queenstown at Basecamp. It's a fantastic facility.
Yeah, incredible facility. This is the first time I've been here, and it's I'm just blown away with how great the climbing surface is. Great for competitions, great range of holds. Really so lucky to be climbing in here at the national champs. So many other sports are getting things cancelled.
You can just see Emily sizing this up, looking tactically at what she needs to do and what she needs to change from her earlier attempts.
Absolutely. It's all about that learning, you know. If you don't make it, you've got to find out what you can learn, what you can change. Sometimes it's just moving your foot a couple of millimetres, you know, is all it takes for your body weight to change position.
She's got to the zone.
So just trying to work out how to get just off the shot there to the right is the top. You can see it there now, so that's where she's aiming for.
Just couldn't quite get enough of a hold. Here's young Tama Huston Jeffries, 13-year-old, looking up saying, oh, I'm just not sure what I'm going to change this time.
Yeah, just trying to find a way through that section.
Meanwhile, Sylvie Malcolm Tate.
There goes.
This also
Tama trying a whole different beta there on that one. It's good. It's good to see people changing their thought pattern, trying to work out how to get through the moves. There's not just one way to finish something. We're seeing Dave Bolger from Taranaki. Oh. Now Emily's changed the way she twisted in the other direction on that time and came over the top of her right foot.
Now both these competitors will be very conscious of the clock. Dave is saying, right, I'm going to have one more go. Emily will have to hurry.
If she can get this right, she wouldn't need much more time than that, but it's going to be tight.
Well,
she's got 8 seconds or so to carry on. Time's running out.
If she's going to, yeah, unfortunately unsuccessful on that occasion. Got through the zone okay, couldn't reach the top. So that is the end of the second block for Emily Lane and for Dave Bolger, Tama Huston Jeffries and Sylvie Malcolm Tate.
So Rochelle here just having a look, trying to work it out from the ground. It's always good to see if you can work out how it's done before you get up on the wall.
These competitors have looked for 2 minutes previously, then went into isolation. Now they come back out. They have to remember what they saw. They had to visualize in their mind what they're going to try and do.
Absolutely. Yeah, when they come back out, that's just a refresher of the memory and then straight on. They've only got 4 minutes. 4 minutes may seem like a long time to just get up sometimes 6 holds. But, you know, each move has its own complexities, its own challenges.
So Rochelle Andrews, 4th in the open female section back in 2019.
Laura Townshend there just flying off there. Oh, Rochelle up high on that climb.
Oh, she's done well. Look at that.
Oh,
good work.
Brilliant. Checks with the judge before she comes down. Always a good option if you can to look around and get the thumbs up from the judge. Make sure that you're being awarded the top. Worst thing is to come down and then the judge to tell you that you've done something wrong. You have to go up there and get it again.
So Rochelle heads her way back into the isolation room with plenty of time on the clock, more time to recover.
So AJ Magnus there just working his way through that bottom section but not being able to secure the zone. And we're seeing Laura Townshend just heading towards the zone there. She's just trying to work out how to stop her body from moving to throw her off. So there she's got her feet established. Looking good. And just gets that foot pops off that hold. That wasn't a very good hold. It looks quite big on the camera there, but the top of that is very slopey and not good to stand on at all. So it's here we see Jason Butler from Canterbury trying to get up through that tricky start.
Jason, 46 years old, from the Geekos Club in Christchurch. Says he loves freedom and hates lockdowns, don't we all?
Yeah, I think that might be felt universally at the moment.
AJ Magnus on the left, and on the right, Laura Townsend.
AJ showing some great flexibility in the hips here, moving through this section. Yeah, he's just got to be able to sort his feet out to be able to... Oh, Jason Butler just struggling with this double throw dyno here. He's got to throw both hands up at the same time and try and catch those holds. Not each hold individually isn't good enough to hold on to. You've got to catch both of them together.
And Laura, she will not stop trying. She got to the first zone after 11. She had 11 attempts at the first block. Got through the first zone. Looking to get to the zone on the second block.
Possibly in the same amount of attempts if she gets it. Oh, just can't get herself over there.
So now time
remaining.
is against them.
So Jason just trying to go for a different approach there. Not throwing both hands up at the same time. Just trying to do it more statically, but those holds are not really good enough just to hold on to with one hand, so doesn't quite make that one. As the buzzer goes. And we see for the second time the next lot of people coming out.
Flossie Smith will be part of that. Cameron Mitchell in the Masters section. Harrison Larkin in the Youth B section. That's Harrison there. Number 43. Coming in 4th ranked from yesterday's qualifying competition. Wasn't successful in the first block in reaching the zone. No one got to the top in that first block in this category, the Youth B male. So proving a challenge at the moment.
So
let's see how...
See this one Flossie's on. It's got 4 tags on that volume, so they have to start with all 4 limbs on that volume. Here we get to see Cameron Mitchell trying this double throw dyno up to those purple holds that are, from this angle here on the camera, they look absolutely horrid to hold on to.
Just getting that brush out. Harrison Larkin.
So Flossie Smith there, got up higher off that start. Just getting chalked up a little bit, trying to get all the friction she can.
Rob, you're from Rotorua, so you should know this. She's writing a sci-fi novel at the moment.
Is she?
She is.
I'm not from Rotorua, I'm from Mount Maunganui.
Oh, okay, but, sorry, Bay of Plenty, Bay of Plenty area. Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous because she can write a sci-fi
novel? No, she is. And she also, her long-term aim is to be a trapeze artist and would love to join the circus.
Brilliant. I think that should be everybody's long-term aim. She's a character, this one. She comes over to see us and train a little bit over in Mount Maunganui.
New Zealand speed winner in 2021 as well.
Yep, fantastic little speed climber.
Let's see how Flossie Smith goes from Rotorua. Oh, can't quite to the zone.
Possibly to throw yourself at that hold that looks rather marginal. I'm not sure if that's the way. She might have to try and find a way to do it that statically with more control. As we see Cameron Mitchell brushing these holds again. You know, this is a really tricky start, this one. They've got to throw both hands up at the same time to try and catch both hands together on those two purple holds. Each one individually not good enough to hold on to, so you've got to catch them together.
So here's our sci-fi novelist on the right, Flossie Smith.
And Harrison just not managing to get through that first little section there. Flossie back up to this move towards the zone. Wonder if she'll take her time a little bit here and just try and move more statically with control to this next hold.
She's into everything, this young lady. Into ultimate frisbee, loves basketball.
Ah, great.
Writing a novel.
I love seeing all these young kids into everything.
And I think Cameron Mitchell is saying...
I think Cameron Mitchell's saying, I'm not such a young kid anymore.
Yeah.
Here he goes, let's see. Oh, he's got one hand on, both hands on. That's great progression there.
No, that's it.
No,
and he's just waved it away. Acknowledges the crowd, heads into the isolation room.
Calling time on that one.
This is the second block out of four competitors here at the National Championship Finals for bouldering, part of Climbing New Zealand, who are affiliated to Oceania Climbing, also affiliated to World Climbing.
Yeah, IFSC, the International Federation for Sport Climbing.
So out comes Chris North.
Chris North, I think last year was ranked third in the Masters Bouldering.
Coming to
remember
these
him
finals.
being on the podium with me. Just having a look at this horrid purple start.
Wasn't able to reach a zone in block one.
There we see Misha Borman from Bay of Plenty. Got through that start. The start's proving a little tricky for some of the climbers too. Misha's showing great footwork there. Now let's see how she moves to this, because I don't think that zone hold is very good to hold on to, so you've got to move with control. You can see her just trying to get as much purchase on that big slopey hold as she can. Ah, and just gets spat off. Here's Chris again, trying to do the start on this purple. It's proving quite elusive. And this is the first time we've seen the zone on this one here.
Spencer Menzies from Canterbury, just taking his time now. He's got to the zone.
So there's a little pop here he has to do. He has to hop across to that one for his foot and throw his hands at the same time to catch that one next to the RAB banner there. RAB, of course, one of the sponsors of Climbing New Zealand. And
Spencer currently sitting in second place after the first block, got through to the zone on his second attempt. He's through to the zone on this one.
Now Misha knows she has to move with more control. Oh, and just gets spat off that zone hold again. Really needs to get the zone on this one.
Chris North finding this a challenge, but he hasn't got that to himself.
Definitely not. It's been a challenge for all the Masters males, this one. Definitely the route setters at the moment creating some very difficult blocks. Really need to separate those top competitors. As we see in the background. Oh, there they are. Not in the background anymore.
Okay.
So Misha back up to that same point as Spencer gets the zone again.
He's just going to rest, I think, for a second.
Oh, now that'll be interesting to see the judge gives Misha that zone. I don't think they will. You need to utilise the zone, so you need to make use of it somehow. You can see Spencer had the right idea there. He was trying to hop across to that next hold, but he needs to throw his hands across at the same time to be able to secure that next hold. Chris keeps going up with his right hand. We saw previously that Cameron was getting better progression with his left hand. So,
yeah. So Cameron Mitchell and Dave Bolger have both got to the zone in this round. Chris North, not yet. And time is going to be the enemy.
As we see Spencer flying off right at the beeps.
Spencer Menzies' second block is finished. And so was Misha Borman.
All right, so we've just got Kieran Death and Sophia Cook in this round.
Craig Jeffries will come out.
Craig Jeffries, no, he's there, yeah. We've got a full 6 climbers in the Masters males as well, don't we?
So Sophia Cook,
so here's
first competition for her at this level, coming in to the finals as the second best qualifier.
Just seeing Kieran trying to work out this tricky start section on this. And secures the zone.
Kieran Death got to the zone on his first attempt on the first block. And he's done the same on this one.
So now he's got this tricky little hop that he has to try and do to get across to this next one. So he's going to bring it, oh, he's going to go from the lower one. Oh. So instead of a hop, he's managed to span out across it, but now he has to try and get his weight up.
Well, he's done, oh, I thought for a moment he almost had enough.
Yeah, so that hold that he's going for, I thought originally looked like quite a good hold to hold on to, but
Craig Jeffries.
He came off there, I don't think it is. Yeah.
Craig Jeffries now, after in the first round, getting to the top in his first attempt.
Yeah,
so,
and it took Sefton 2 attempts, so the game's on there between Sefton and Craig.
Each attempt counts. If you have to go on a count-back system, it's who gets to the most tops to start with.
So you can see the judge just pulling Craig off there. He didn't have a controlled start on those 4 points. There's Sophia.
From the Flying Geckos Club. Been climbing only for about 10 months. So she's done really well.
Amazing to get into the finals after only 10 months. There's Craig. Make sure he gets a controlled start there this time. Managing to go up with that left hand. Gets the zone. So he has to cross over to that zone because the next hold is out to the right. So he wants to leave his right hand free to be able to move. Really struggling with his feet there.
Be trying to get some weight on that right foot.
Here's Kieran. Just under a minute and a half left. He'll just be resting up. He knows this is a really hard block, powerful block, so he's just taking his time to try and recover a little bit between attempts. As we see Sophia just getting back onto that volume.
Well, Spencer Menzies has made the zone on both the first 2 blocks. Kieran Death got to the zone safely here. Now, can he get enough? Yes, he can. I was going to say, can he get enough weight on that right foot?
And just pops off. As
Good work here from Craig.
Back up to the zone.
Yeah, he's got to the zone.
Oh, that looks like a horrible hold he's going for too on that next move.
Sophia Cook. It'll be her last chance to climb up to that zone. Can she get enough control? No, she can't.
So 5 seconds left.
And
everyone's called it today on that one.
Into the final round of competitors for block 2. And coming out will be Sefton Priestley for the Masters, Jasmine Arnold-Clark for the female Youth B, Will Brown for the male Youth B.
There's Sefton here. Looks like he's pretty excited to get into this one.
He took 2 attempts to get to the top last time. Craig took only 1, and Craig only took 1 to get to the zone this time, but couldn't complete. So if Sefton completes, gets to the top, he'll go back into the lead.
Just making sure that he's got it sorted out before he starts this climb. He really wants to give it everything for that first one. He'll realise that it's pretty tight.
And each of the blocks are quite significantly different in terms of the way you approach it and what you have to do. It's not like a carbon copy. They're quite differently designed.
Yes, absolutely. The red setters are trying to change the tempo, change the style, change the structure. Oh, he moves across easily to that marginal hold.
He's done very well. He's got 1.
Oh, he lost a foot.
Hang on, he's there though. Look at that. That is superb stuff from Sefton Priestley. He goes back into the lead.
Brilliant there. And it looks like Jasmine might have topped that one as well, walking off with 2 minutes 30 to go. I'd say she definitely did.
Yeah, well, the way that Jasmine flew up the first one.
Here's Will Brown. So I don't know if we can say that Sefton might have a little inside advantage on the fact that some of these holds he's climbing on, he made them. So he might have an intimate knowledge of them.
He might know how to hang on to them, but he might not know whereabouts they are. I don't think he has much say in terms of where they're positioned
on the
wall.
At all. Yeah. So Will just here trying to work out how to get through this.
Took 4 attempts to get to the zone on the first block. Didn't make it to the top, but no one in the Youth B section for males have.
Not yet. 2 blocks to go. We haven't seen a top at all in the Youth B males yet. So Will just trying a little toe hook beta to try and get through there. Climbers call the way that they're trying to get through a climb beta. Comes from back in the 80s when they used to watch videotapes of themselves climbing, and you know, you had VHS and beta. So we still call our way through moves now beta.
Oh, unlucky. Threw his hand up there, Will Brown. Once broke his arm trying to front flip off monkey bars.
Great. Looks like his arm must be all right now.
Despite the height, getting up towards the 5 metre height and the padding underneath, you do see the occasional injury in bouldering, but very rare.
Yeah, it's really rare. You know, these guys are training a lot on these sort of terrain. They learn how to fall really well. You know, it's statistically people like to use. Well, you know, climbing is always on advertising things as being quite a dangerous sort of out there sport, but you know, statistically it's quite a safe sport.
I think that'll be Will's last attempt. Time will be against him, and he'll have to settle for a zone success in that round.
Yeah, not sure if I saw him on the zone on that one, but we'll see when the results come. Back to our first one. Here's Tama again. Onto a totally new block. We get to see them on this really balancy, tricky block that is...
This is the third of 4. They are allowed 4 minutes on each. Coming out now is Tama Huston Jeffries, the youngster, the 13-year-old from Wanaka. Dave Bolger finding the finals day a bit of a challenge, but he did well in the last round, got through to the zone, sitting currently in 3rd position overall.
Just secured another zone there as well. So now this is where this gets quite burly, this move here. He's got to get his right foot around onto that tiny little rail. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, that
Just
is
as we see
fantastic work
from Sylvie Malcolm-Tate there from Wellington.
That is excellent work, and you just see the falling figure of Dave Bolger.
Yeah, just as he was throwing for that last hold, his foot slipped on that tiny little rail. That wall is actually a lot more overhanging than it looks too from there, so yeah, they're really struggling up the top there to hold on.
You saw that good work from Sylvie Malcolm-Tate. She's spoken in Parliament 3 times as an environmental activist.
Wow.
So that was an excellent effort from her. Tama Huston-Jeffries.
We've got some amazingly talented climbers here, and talented in all sorts of areas, haven't we?
Yeah.
From unicyclists to environmentalists.
Unicyclists doing a Rubik's Cube at the same time is pretty amazing.
Oh, look what Thomas just getting his fingernails under the edge of that there to hold himself up.
Tama currently sitting in 3rd position overall, but nothing much in it. Long way to go. This is the 3rd block out of 4. And Dave Bolger getting through the zone. Made the zone in the 2nd block, made the zone in the 3rd block.
So
Can he get to the top?
This is really overhanging this part of the wall too, so he's pushing with that right foot. Oh, you can just see actually his foot slipped before his hand even hit that finish hold, so that was what knocked him off there.
Emily Lane in the background, just not able to get the projection that she wants. Tama, on the other hand, is trying to figure this out. He's a long way from the zone.
Gotta trust his feet here. Those holds are just so small and so tiny. You really got to bury that special shoe rubber into those holds and really get it to stick.
Right. I was going to say Dave's going to have one last attempt. I think that might be it. He's going to pack it up, give it away, looks up, sees the clock ticking down, and says, my 3rd round is over.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be having another go with 4 seconds to go.
Emily, on the other hand, trying to get up. Can't do so. And also Tama Huston-Jeffries, their time is up. Their 3rd block is complete. The opening round of competitors in this 3rd block of the La Sportiva National Bouldering Championships, coming to you from Basecamp in Queenstown. As we move on to AJ Magnus now, the boys, or the youth male B, that's the 13 and 14-year-olds, coming in 5th ranked into the finals. Currently sitting in 6th position, hasn't been able to get to a zone so far.
Hopefully we get to see him on this one. It's a very different style to all the other ones these guys have had in their round so far. This is balancy and slow and controlled. Just doesn't get it that time, but I'm sure he'll learn a bit here.
Here's Jason Butler swinging.
Oh, Rochelle flying, swinging and flying and balancing. All sorts of stuff going on all over the place here. Oh, here we go. You see Laura high on this climb here. Just trying to work out. This is another part of the wall that's a slab where the wall is leaning forward here. Makes for technical balancy moves rather than runny jumpy sort of moves.
So Laura's got one zone so far. This is her 3rd block. 4 blocks. A block is a different section, different challenge, different problem that these climbers have to solve.
She's trying to get her right foot up, but unless
she's
she
taking the
opens
time
her
and she's
hips.
patient. The good thing is that she's patient here.
She's got to rotate that left foot a little bit to be able to open her hips up, just to get that foot up, to create some space there.
Currently sitting in fifth place.
Oh,
No.
and just gets spat off that. So we see Rochelle in the background lining herself up for the dyno. No.
Here's Jason Butler.
Managed to get the start on that one, but
just the elevation makes it look tricky before you even start.
Yeah, that overhang of the wall there. Yeah.
You almost see that what he's just going through that deep thinking process about what tactics do I need to do? Do I go forwards? Do I go backwards?
Yeah.
Do I take a running jump at it? Do I sort of try and get some momentum, even though you've got to have all of your limbs attached to where those orange stripes are to get the official platform to start from? So there's the 2 feet, the 2 orange stripes.
Oh, and just gets spat off straight away. So
AJ Magnus.
Straight back on.
Right. So he's got the ability to start. 2 stripes with his hands on the volume, 2 on the bottom for his feet.
Nice and balancy here. So he's got to trust that left foot and he's got to stand right up on it. But it's so small and so slopey that it's really hard to get the trust on that hold.
Just a little bit of a hand hold now with that right hand.
Now if he can swap his hands on this one and get the left hand where his right hand is. Oh. Back to Jason here. Just had a quick glance at the clock. I think this will be his last attempt at this one. See if he can get that zone.
Getting close. No.
Back to Laura on the slab, seeing if she can get up to that top hold. She's got the zone before already, so she's not getting any extra points for getting it now, but she will get extra points if she can get further in 13 seconds to the top. Just really got to trust that foot, drive up tall.
She'll hear the countdown beeps though, and this will put her under pressure. And she'll have to race and can't quite do it, unfortunately.
She does get her foot, but runs out of time. And we're seeing our next lot of climbers coming through.
So Harrison Larkin will be out in the Youth B. Flossie Smith in the female Youth B. And Cameron Mitchell will come out in the Masters section. And here's Cameron going to go the reverse swing.
Oh, tries to get the reverse swing. Trying to get those toes on the top of that volume there. There's actually another hold on top of that volume, which he's trying to get his toes onto, which we would call a bat hang, if you're hanging from your toes upside down like that.
Some athletes have got long trousers, some have got shorts, some have got tights. They've obviously got different styles, what they feel comfortable about on the wall.
Yes, and you know, bouldering does, there is texture on those walls too, and in bouldering you do end up grazing yourself quite a bit. So a lot of people choose to wear longer pants when they're bouldering just so they don't get grazed up knees and things like that.
Flossie Smith, who hasn't made a zone as yet, but that is all going to change.
Yeah, so I think she would have been awarded the zone then already.
She got the zone?
Yep. She's just going to try and get that left foot out wide. But remember the hold she's standing on, it just so marginal, so balancy. Coming back down, good thinking from Flossie there to come back down to that massive big platform where she started. Might be going all the way back down to the start, but she's not giving up an attempt. Oh, here we see Cameron on the zone on this green one.
He's done well.
So now he's got to get that foot out, swap hands, and then try and move out right. And this is really hard.
Needs to be patient. He's done the hard work to get to here.
Indeed.
He does not want.
Going to try and bump again now.
Hurry. Oh.
Ooh, that foot just let go.
Oh, look at this.
Great
Good work
from
Flossie.
As we see Flossie top that climb. Oh, she'll be stoked with that.
Yeah. She's got a top, and there's not too many competitors that have done that so far. Jasmine Arnold-Clark leading the female bouldering section with 2 tops in the opening 2 rounds on her first attempt.
And yeah, we would call that a flash when you get it on your first attempt. So 2 flashes from 2 attempts. And here's Cameron Mitchell from Canterbury again. Just checking this out, has a quick glance at the clock. Just saving some energy as much as he can between attempts. That's it, he says, why not? Let's give it a crack. I'm sure that's what was going through his head.
He's got a zone and successfully manoeuvred in round 2.
So here we are again, back to Cameron Larkin. Oh,
Harrison.
Oh, Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison.
Oh, yes. Harrison Larkin from Taranaki.
7th in the Youth C in 2019 and 10th in the Youth B in 2020. So already he's made a significant elevated leap up the rankings, currently in 5th place.
Just reaching up to that little marginal hold there. Now this is all the tricky feet section. Just got to trust those feet. Oh, just doesn't quite make contact with that foothold. But straight back on. Oh, no.
No, that's
10 seconds to
Backs
go.
it up, and the end of round 3 for Harrison Larkin from Taranaki. Spencer Menzies will be out next in the male Youth B. Misha Borman in the female. And we'll see the 3rd time out for Chris North in the Masters section. So Spencer Menzies currently sitting in 2nd place overall.
And Misha securing that zone there straight away.
Well, she's got 1 top so far in earlier 2, and she's got another one as easy as
Brilliant.
that. By gee, that was made to look easy. Superb
Comes
stuff.
out,
Smiled, heads
cruises
back into
that
the
one.
isolation room,
Yeah.
and here's Chris North battling his way up to the zone. He's got there successfully.
The thing about getting a top so quickly too is you get a longer rest, you know, going into the next block, which is the last block.
Longer
Misha.
rest and probably a lot of energy saved from just
Not
that
all the
first
attempts,
attempt.
that's dead right, yeah. Be a good tactic to go out and get everything on your first attempt, wouldn't it?
Well, I guess we shouldn't joke too much about that, because we've already seen Jasmine Arnold-Clark do it on her first 2 rounds.
She must have worked out that tactic. Now this block here we're seeing, this is a very tricky balancey block. I think we've seen 2 of our Masters men get through this, haven't we? I don't think we've seen anybody else get through this.
Yeah, Spencer Menzies has got to the zone on his first 2 blocks, sitting 2nd overall. No one in the Youth B male section have got to the top so far.
Not yet. Proved some very tricky blocks in their round so far, but you know, we're still getting a great split between the competitors, even just on zones, the attempts that it's taken them to get to the zones. So, yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Secures the zone. Brilliant. Has a breather there.
This is Spencer Menzies from Canterbury,
Done very
taking his
well
time
to get that zone.
and being patient, and that's what he needs to be.
Absolutely. Tiptoeing up that wall, literally. Doesn't want to let go of that zone.
Now, does he
He's
find
just
that the
seeing
top is just maybe a fraction out of my reach? So I need to get closer. How do I do it?
But everything being held on at the moment by that right hand. Oh, there he goes. He lets it go. All right. Now he's just going to try and find out where he can stop his weight from swinging.
Can he get enough weight on the right hand hold to launch himself further up, or does he try and creep up with his right foot? Oh, that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah.
And a little bit more.
Yeah. Every little millimetre counts right now.
And again.
Yeah.
Now this is looking good.
He can
Very good.
If he can step back across to that other little foothold out on the left. Oh, he doesn't need it.
Wonderful work from Spencer Menzies, and that will flash him up into the top position.
Yeah, first
in the
top we've seen.
Youth B section. Chris North looking
Not
to have
like a
one
high
more
jump.
go with just over 20 seconds remaining in his third block, the third round. 3 or 4. No, I've had enough, he says. I've had enough.
Says goodbye to the camera. Out come the brushes, getting all that excess chalk off everything for the next competitor.
2 more waves of competitors only in block 3.
That's right.
Starting to get some pictures emerging now for the medalists.
Oh, absolutely.
Things can still change very quickly indeed, though. A person down towards the bottom can get to and successfully complete a top. They can move themselves up that leaderboard very quickly indeed.
Absolutely. You know, we say that anything can happen right up until the last block. We've seen it at World Cups and World Champs before, where it just comes down to topping one climb is all you need.
Craig Jeffries back out there now for the Masters male, sitting in first position overall. In fact, should I say second position overall. He's got a zone and a top. Sefton Priestley has got 2 tops. So here's Craig Jeffries. Attacking it with plenty of energy. Got to the zone. Done well. Now this is where some strength came in to hang on.
All right, now we're seeing this tricky section here. How's he going to go? It's got a horrid
Can
foothold.
he get his left leg back onto that? Hold, no. Misha Borman.
Now there's Sophia Cook.
Oh, sorry.
From Canterbury.
Yeah, Sophia Cook, I should say.
So Sophia just trying to get those tippy toes across on those very marginal holds.
Well, she did very well yesterday. Has found today's a bit more challenging, but in saying that, easy as you like.
That as she gets the top.
Good work from Sophia Cook. So that will elevate her up the leaderboard because she came into that round in 6th place out of the 6 finalists today.
So Craig just deciding what he's going to do here. 1:45 left. Needs to have a good rest. That move at the top is very, very hard, very draining. Here's Karen Death on this balancy problem. Just being tipped off that.
He leads the competition at the moment, Kieran Death.
And Craig just having a look there in his mind, just working out how this move works. Goes back, that run jump start.
Nice work.
Oh, the judge is going to call him down for that because he didn't start properly. He wasn't
Stationary enough.
He didn't actually even put his other foot onto the hold. So there you
Okay.
see the judge calling him down. Here's back to Kieran. He's got to change his hands over here. Oh, he decides to go and he
He's
gets
done
the
well.
zone. Working those feet out.
One hand, he'll move the left hand across in just a moment. Got it, now.
Now he's got
Has
to
the
get
balance,
his
he needs
feet
to get the other one
established.
across.
Oh, and he gets spat off that. He's got 15 seconds left to go. He decides to walk off that one.
But look at Craig. Here comes Craig. Got one hand, can't get 2.
And then he'll run out of time as well. proving to be very tricky, that block.
Last round of competitors in block number 3. Round number 3. 3 out of 4 before the championship titles and the medalists are decided. And out will come Will Brown. He'll be joined by Jasmine Arnold-Clark. And here she is. Well, we better look quickly because the last 2 times you talked about flash, she was up there in a flash. Let's see how she goes. The UK National Combined Champion in 2019. The National Lead and Boulder Champion for New Zealand in 2021.
Just trying to work her feet out. Managed to get her hair exactly the same colour as her top. That must have taken some doing, I reckon.
Do you buy the top first or do you get the hair done first? She wants to represent New Zealand overseas. She's into reading and drawing, and I'll tell you what, she's into bouldering because she's one of the best exponents we have seen on show today.
She absolutely is. Just thinking about how to get through this section here. Just working it out.
Rates Portland as one of her favourite places to climb.
Oh, here's Sefton. Now let's see. We haven't seen anybody get the top of this yet.
Hold on. 1. Can he get the other hand? He can. Yeah. Great work from Sefton Presley. Fantastic work.
Didn't even look like he'd broken a sweat, actually.
Let's see what Jasmine Arnold-Clark can do here. Only 13 years of age. First in the Youth C section last year, has moved up an age group this year. Looking good. Well coordinated through the zone. Will Brown.
Well,
looking up.
Balance.
Well, here we go. Look at that.
Jasmine.
She did that in a flash as well.
Brilliant. Yeah, great climbing.
This is one of the best exhibitions of bouldering we've seen over the 2 days.
So controlled through there, just thinking the whole time, working it out, and that patience really paid off for her on that one.
A young star in the making. Will Brown has some time now to think about things from the Dynamites Club in Wellington. Been climbing for around 3 years. And coming into this round was sitting in 4th place. Oh, 1st place, I should say. Yeah, but he's been overtaken now because of the previous competitors. Yeah, okay. Spencer Menzies leading. Kieran Death in 2nd position.
Yeah, so we've seen 1 top now in this category. So 1 top is all you need to put you through to the top spot at the moment. So he's just balancing through this little section here, through these balancy footholds, gets his foot on. Yeah, you really need to swap hands here, but we did see Kieran using the edge of the volume. Oh, he swapped his hands, moving towards this zone. Secures the zone. Now just
so
eyeing
he's got
up
the zone. This is good work. He just needs to keep his composure.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he's got time. He's got to get that right foot up, maybe onto that toe hold. He's got it there now. And he's going to get the left foot across. Doesn't need to. Done really well indeed. That is superb stuff
on that one. Great climbing there from Will.
So Will Brown gets to the top.
Just with only 10 seconds remaining too. So
yeah, perfectly timed. And I guess these youngsters have already got wonderful pathways in front of them. The New Zealand youth team is picked each year to compete overseas.
That's right. So we haven't been over for a couple of years now because things have been a bit challenging for travel, but the World Youth Championships are in the States next year, so hopefully we get to take a team there.
And New Zealand's been represented at the Youth Olympic Games back in Argentina in 2018 as well.
Yes, we had 1 competitor there in Buenos Aires. That was an incredible experience for New Zealand to have and a climber in those Youth Olympics.
Sarah Tetzlaff still competing at a very high level in New Zealand, so one of our rising stars as we look across now to the 4th round.
Yeah, this is back at the start of the last block for this round now, so we're seeing these competitors come out for the last time as Tama's trying this tricky purple climb. Here's Emily Lane just being spat off. Lots of climbers flying all over the place.
So this is Sylvie Malcolm Tate in the foreground, and in the
Dave Bolger that gets the zone.
Is Dave Bolger. So he gets to a zone and he'll be pleased about that because he's found today
rather
challenging.
Yeah. Yeah, so he'll be stoked to secure a zone there. Oh, he's got a couple of zones already.
Yeah, he's got 3 now, 3 out of 4. Can he launch himself across to the right? Or is he going to go? Not quite. Just needs that power from that right leg to push out and try and get that extension. This is Emily Lane in 2nd place in the Masters female section.
Oh, Emily just not being able to establish herself on those holds to move out statically to that next zone. That zone is a horrible hold.
And we talked about Sylvie Malcolm Tate being the environmental activist who speaks at Parliament and has done so 3 times, but she also volunteers at a bird rehabilitation centre.
Oh.
So these youngsters are certainly kept busy.
Just as we
First
see
competition for Sylvie outside of Wellington.
Wow, she's doing really well. Made finals.
Emily
Massive
Lane
achievement.
now in the last round for her, coming into the Masters section, trailing Rochelle Andrews, but has got 1 top so far. 1 zone. If she can get a top here, she'll put some real pressure on Rochelle.
Yes, absolutely. But
As
she's
Sylvie-
got to try and move more controlled through to that zone hold that she's trying to go for.
So 4 competitors in action at the same time. Here's the Masters competitors. On the left is Dave Bolger.
So
On the right is Emily Lane.
Oh, Emily trying some different beta there. She was trying to bypass the zone hold altogether, go straight to the top. Be interesting to see if she does that on her next attempt as well. Could work. Breaking those blocks, trying to do a different way through the section than the route setters have intended. It's all part of bouldering.
Right, let's see, with just seconds remaining, what Emily Lane can do here. Trying to get desperately to that zone. Time's ticking by. Can she launch herself up? She's going to have 1 go. She can't make it.
Can't quite hold that long enough to move over to the zone. So that's the end for those 4 climbers. So out come the next round of climbers.
So Rochelle Andrews will come out in the Masters section. Laura Townsend for the females, that's her, at number 61. Beside her is AJ Magnus from, well, he's actually registered as no club here, but I think he may be a Te Aneo boy.
I think most of the guys are climbing for no club that are from the new gym from Te Aneo. Amazing new facility down there. I've only seen pictures of it, but it looks incredible. Great to see all these new climbing gyms popping up all around the country. Dunedin has a new one.
So Laura making good progress through the zone.
Great progress for Laura on this one.
She'll want to get her left foot up on top of that hold if she can. No.
And here's Rochelle on the pink climb here, and Jason on the black one. So let's see how Rochelle goes through this. I haven't seen anyone secure this. Oh, it's Jasmine Arnold-Clark made it to the top of this one, didn't she?
Well, here's Rochelle Andrews, one hand, not quite two.
Yeah, that's a horrible pinch to hold on to that one.
I just got a sense she might have rushed that a fraction.
Absolutely, I agree there.
Jason Butler.
So Laura just getting back onto this red climb.
Laura's been successful in reaching the zone on 2 of the 3 previous rounds. Got through the zone here as well.
So just trying to work out this top move. Requires a bit of flexibility.
Oh, she's done well. Oh.
Yeah, I think she had the right idea there.
And that's what she's going to do again. She's got just under 2 minutes remaining. 4 minutes in total these competitors have.
Plenty of time. Just got to take your time. I think Rochelle would have learned a lot by slipping off that zone in that last one, and she'll be much more prepared to go statically and with control to this time.
Well, just look at the champion in the making, looking for 3 New Zealand Masters titles in a row. Here comes Laura once more. She's got through that zone, so she basically has found that not a major challenge for her so far.
So here's the tricky bit.
This is where it becomes a bit more difficult.
So she's just got to work out now how to try and get that foot
put some
up.
pressure on that right foot and try and launch herself up. That's what she's done. She's almost did it. And she'll have one more go using the same tactics, I would suggest.
Jason there shaking his head and smiling at the same time. Oh, Rochelle gets into quite a good, strong position there.
Right, well, she's got one hand last time. This time she'll be looking for 2. Can she lean over and grab one? No, she can't get the second.
So here's
So
Laura.
Laura, this will be her last opportunity before the time elapses.
So I wonder if she'll try a different method through this section now that she's tried a couple of times to get her feet up nice and high, but hasn't worked. Maybe she'll come across to the right a little bit here first this time. And she does. She's trying a different approach, but maybe she doesn't think that's going to work.
Time is going to be her enemy.
It certainly is. She's got to do something here. Oh, and Rochelle can't make the zone. Laura tries one last time.
Yeah, valiant effort from the competitors in that round.
And so Flossie Smith, they're coming out for her last. A lot of climbing in the finals here. The finals of the La Sportiva Climbing New Zealand National Bouldering Champs for Youth and Masters.
Flossie in 5th place, but a top here could elevate her
potentially
well up the rankings. Yeah, it could put her into a middle position potentially, depending. We've still got 3 more rounds of competitors to go.
Yes.
So Flossie has started well.
Just working it out.
Yeah.
Getting to that zone, but she hasn't secured the zone yet. She hasn't been able to utilise it. There
she will because she's got traction on the left foot.
So she's utilised that zone now, so she'll be awarded the points for that one. She's just got to try and work out. Oh, just as her body rolls over to the left, she can't control the hold enough to stop that body movement.
Cameron Mitchell.
The start of this black is actually quite tricky. You're seeing a lot of guys struggling just through the start section of this one. So
Cameron hasn't reached the top so far today.
Yeah, so we're seeing Sefton and Craig both get tops. Sefton obviously 3 tops so far. So Cameron will be definitely looking for a top. Flossie back up on the zone hold of this final block. Trying to work out what she's going to do here to... She needs to swap her feet to get up on there to stop her body rolling around to the left. Cameron just not sure how to get into this position.
His face says it all.
Yeah. If there was a root setter there to abuse, he probably would. Oh, trying a totally different way to see if he can bypass the whole lot.
Saying, right, I need to get some chalk on my hands. Just not getting the grip that I want. Harrison Larkin. He's had a tough day today, Harrison.
Yeah, proving quite tricky in the finals, these holds for some of these climbers.
Here's Flossie Smith.
And she needs to swap her foot here. Get her left foot out on that little one out to the left.
Oh, she's gone,
but
she's gone straight
to use her finger strength to stop the rotation of her body instead.
That was excellent work.
And she's got the flexibility to get up. Is she going to make the top on this? She's eyeing it up.
Does she need to secure her right leg? Not quite.
Oh, just gets thrown off the top of that. She'll be pretty excited about that. She's got a minute left, or just under a minute. So if she has a big enough rest.
No, she's not. She's going straight back into it, but we've also got Cameron Mitchell going straight back into it as well.
Cameron really looking for a zone on this one. Maybe with only 33 seconds left. He won't be looking for a top, but he definitely could try and find a zone. Would definitely help him. As Flossie comes off as well. 20 seconds left to go, and she decides to walk off.
That was a brave effort.
Yeah. Harrison decides to give it one last go. Cameron decides to give it one last go. That's it. Thumbs up, but I don't think the thumbs up was actually what he was thinking on the inside.
3 more competitors in each category to go at the National Champs for 2021. Here in Queenstown, the last Sportiva National Bouldering Championships. And next up is Misha Borman.
Misha Borman just working out how she's going to do this from the ground. Her grandma's travelled from Nelson, especially to watch her. I see her in the crowd there.
Well, she's in second place overall.
Oh.
She's got 2 tops so far.
Realises that zone, so she's got the zone.
Tell you what, this is an outstanding start.
Good start here from Misha.
Oh, she has done exceptionally well.
Now she's got to be controlled through here.
Oh, she's done it so easily.
Gets the top.
That's outstanding work.
Brilliant climbing there from Misha.
So that
once again
will almost certainly ensure that she will leave here with a medal. It's a matter of what colour.
Yep, dead right. She, at the moment, that will give her 3 tops. So definitely now she has secured the silver medal. So we'll just see. And she can't overtake Jasmine Arnold-Clark from here because Jasmine has flashed every block so far. So going to end up with a silver, which she'll be absolutely stoked with. We're seeing
We've still got Sophia Cook, but she can't beat her, so she's guaranteed a silver medal, is Misha Borman. Here now is Chris North.
Oh, and Chris has got the right approach to that block, that tricky sort of sequence that goes through from the start. So he's got it right. If he can learn from that, he should be able to progress to the zone. So here we're seeing Spencer Menzies from Canterbury on this really hard start on this purple. This has been proving tricky all day, that purple climb. So here's Chris now. He should have learnt on that last attempt how to get through here. He's given himself a good rest. Gets the undercling. He's got to get his body positioned in the right place, which he does. Now he can throw up with the right hand. He should be able to catch that zone. All he's got to do is drive now. And no, can't get his body quite in the right position. So, yeah, oh, look at that. From the ground, he's showing how it should be done. He's got the right idea. He knows how to do that move. He's just got to perform it on the wall now instead of on the floor. So, let's see. Yep, that's it, Chris. Exactly. So, here we go. putting the practice into... Go. Do exactly what you said just before, Chris. Oh, no. He's having a talk to the climb. He's letting it know what he thinks about it.
Yeah, he really needs a top here to be able to launch himself into medal contention, sitting 5th overall.
Yeah, for Chris to get on to the podium from here, he definitely needs to have a top on this one. So it's a big ask, but he can get his own. I'm sure he's got it from the ground. He definitely knows how to do this move.
The canopy climber, no.
Oh,
and I think he's going to sort of wave it away. No, he's not. He's still having a decent look around as now we go back to Spencer Menzies.
As Chris has one last attempt, 10 seconds remaining.
He's going to fly at it.
Oh, he's getting into a different move there. All right. He's happy. Walking off. Smile on his face. As we see the next round of competitors coming out now.
Well, Spencer Menzies is provisionally in front of the youth B section with just Kieran Death and Will Brown to go. The top 2 performers from yesterday, the top 2 qualifiers. Kieran Death won this event last year. Will Brown got 2nd in the younger age group, the Youth C, last year. Let's see what Kieran can do. And joining right alongside him is Sophia Cook.
So Kieran needs to get a top on this to win it. And let's see, Craig just eyeing up the start. There's Kieran. He had the zone there, so he'll be awarded the zone on his first attempt there, as we're seeing.
So if Sophia can get through the zone, she will launch herself into medal contention. Currently in 5th place. Came in 2nd into this round, but she's been overtaken by some of the previous competitors.
She's got the zone already.
So she's got the zone. She has now.
Just looking at how to get through this top move here, which is a tricky move, this one. Got to have strength in the fingers to hold on to that hold while you use the flexibility in your hips to get your feet up nice and high.
She's done well.
There she goes. She's up onto it, but just rushing that last move a little bit.
Craig Jeffries having a long, hard look at the challenge in front of him. The experience of saying, I'm going to work this out before I even attempt it.
Absolutely. And resting, you know, if he's had one attempt already and he's burned a few matches, he wants to try and get back as much as he can before he has another go. You're giving everything into each of these blocks and you're getting more and more tired as you go.
He sits in 2nd position. That is as good as he can get today, because Sefton Priestley, who is still to come, is in an unassailable position at the top.
Oh, Craig tries to break the beta on that and take out the first 3 moves. Here we're seeing, Kieran back on the zone. Kieran desperately needs a top on this climb here to put him into any contention for first place. Currently sitting in 3rd. And we're just seeing at the moment Sophia Cook.
I think if she can just keep her composure, not panic, she's got a really good chance of making the top. How much tiredness now, though, is setting in after 4 rounds. She worked out that she can get her hand up. She needs to get that left foot up.
Oh, and Craig gets through to the zone. He's got a minute left to go, so he'll be just taking his time, trying to work out how to get through this section here.
Just resting, trying to get the energy back into his arms, into his fingers. Just starting to get tired. This is the 4th round of the championship, the 4th and final round. He's taking a swing, he can't make it.
Here goes
Kieran.
Oh, just getting spat off that hold.
And just so close before for Sophia Cook. Not quite getting the two hands on the top and being stable, but got very close indeed.
That's
Craig Jeffries looks around, acknowledges the crowd, walks off, and will be happy with his second position, I would think, because out comes the final competitors now. And we already know that Sefton Priestley is in a position that he cannot be beaten from. We also know that in the youth B female section, that this young lady, Jasmine Arnold-Clark, cannot be beaten either. She has got to the top in the 3 previous blocks on her first attempt. Can she make this the perfect exhibition of bouldering and get to the top for the 4th time in her 4th overall attempt?
That's right.
It would be an amazing achievement. Let's see. She is only millimetres away.
Oh, and she slips off. Totally unexpected. Here's Sefton.
Sefton's got up to the zone.
Secures that zone. Now looks around, trying to find a way through this next section. And he's going to go. He's just trying to work out, taking his time. Here he goes.
Going to have a swing. He's going to launch his body across, and he's almost did it.
Oh, very close.
Now, this has been the standout for me so far in these championships.
Absolutely.
Jasmine Arnold-Clark.
She'll definitely be learning from the last block. The last attempt at that block. And I doubt she'll make the same mistake again. But let's see.
She came
Here we
in
go.
yesterday with 5 tops from 6 attempts over 5 blocks.
And today, if she gets it on this time, she'll have 4 tops from 5 attempts. So let's see if this is the time.
1, 2, done it. And game, set, and match for Jasmine Arnold-Clark with an outstanding exhibition of bouldering. It just doesn't get much better than that.
Amazing. As we see Sefton.
Oh, and you look at another artist in action.
Top. Amazing way to finish the final round. Absolutely pumped. Just Will Brown left out on the climbing area. The last climber left of the last round.
So Will Brown is currently in 2nd place. He needs to get to the top to overtake Spencer Menzies.
That's right.
He's got 1 minute and 10 seconds to go as he manoeuvres his way through the zone. This will be close. This is tough.
Oh, and just getting spat off that zone hold. Not being able to establish his feet. He's just going to take some time. He's got just under 1 minute left.
But the reality is he's only going to get 1 decent shot.
That's right. And he knows that. He just had a glance up at the clock. He knows 1 left. This is it, to give everything to this block.
He was 2nd in Youth C last year.
He's just about to be called down by the judge. He didn't start properly. He's too excited. 27 seconds left. He won't make that mistake again. Here he goes. Establish himself correctly on the start. That's it.
But has he got the time? That is the real big question. I don't think he has.
No, and
he
that's
is just going to have to say, silver will be good enough for 2021 for me. And that is the end of the competition rounds for the B section for youth, for male and female, and for the Masters, men and women, male and female. It has been exciting competition. It's been close, but by gee, we've seen some outstanding performances.
Absolutely. What great climbing from all the competitors out there in the finals. Hard blocks, good coordination and thinking and trying to work out how they went on there. But ultimately,
so the Masters male overall provisional results see Sefton Priestley taking out the gold medal, Craig Jeffries in second place, and Dave Bolger in third. For the females in the Masters section, well, Rochelle Andrews has made it 3 in a row. She made it look pretty simple on a couple of the climbs, but struggled on a couple as well. Emily Lane wasn't too far behind in second place. In the Youth B section, for the males, it was, as we've just seen, Spencer Menzies taking this out. He got to 1 top and 2 zones. Will Brown got to 1 top and 2 zones, but he took 1 extra attempt to get to the top. So Brown will finish in second position, and Kieran Death, who last year was one of the, well, he was the winner. He had to settle for third place in 2021, and completing the events this afternoon that we've seen here in this section of the La Sportiva National Championships. It is the females in the bouldering section, and what a standout. Jasmine Arnold-Clark, almost a perfect exhibition of bouldering. She got to the top on all four blocks, and on her first attempt in 3 of those. Misha Borman in second place provisionally, and Sophia Cook will end up with the bronze medal in the Youth B female bouldering section. Next up, it'll be Youth A and Juniors final. We'll have all that action here for you on Sky Sport Next, coming to you from Basecamp in Queenstown. We'll take a break and come back with those events later this afternoon.